That 4-year college degree we typically look
All right, I am getting ready to go on the air. I'm early, settling in. Thanks so much for tuning in to the Carmiece Graves radio show. Please share the video if you find something useful today, which I know you will. It's going to be something useful. We're going to be talking about this post-furlough, now that the shutdown is over, kind of tips that I would have as a follow-up to the strategy we talked about last week. And just moving forward.
An ideal fit for your company in an
but I'm really early, so I don't know if I'm way early, but y'all just chill, relax.
Look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
And I'll be with you in a second.
Don't miss out on a resource many innovative companies have already discovered. Go to gradesoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradesoflife.org.
Hey,
okay, well, you know what? While we're waiting for the show to start, if you guys have any questions, you can post them. You know, be a good time if you have any questions that you have been wondering about based on the topics I've talked about here in the Carmiece Graves radio show, because I'm attorney Carmiece Graves, practicing in Maryland, D.C., family law, estate planning, bankruptcy. With anything that you need, call back. Shout out to Tanya Murray. Conk around. I'll be there tomorrow, getting it in. Been out of town a little bit.
The views and opinions of the following show do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of News Talk 1450 WOL, Radio 1 Incorporated, or their management. Good morning and welcome to the Carmiece Graves Show. Get ready to get great information on knowing your rights on estate planning, bankruptcy, divorce, alimony, and much more. Now for today's show, here's attorney Carmiece Graves.
Welcome. My engineer's doing it. He's like, duh. So I did it with him. Welcome to the Carmiece Graves radio show. I'm attorney CPA Carmiece T. Graves. And I got the mic, as I like to say, and I'm back in the building. I traversed this really cold weather. I mean, winter ain't playing this year. So I made it on over here because I wanted to make sure that I had an opportunity to be in the studio. Last time I was down and out from my recovery trip from Panama, and I just had to do it from home, y'all. But today, I'm in the building. So, Facebook family, I'm back. Couple things that I wanted to announce. I wanted to go over today. We're going to talk about moving past this shutdown, lessons learned from the shutdown, and just some general tips. I've been deep in family law world, so I want to kind of go into the dynamics and things that I've been seeing, and hopefully we can come together as a community and avoid some of this unnecessary strife that I am experiencing between our young couples regarding minor children. So we're going to have to go back there. First, I want to give a shout out again to the National Bar Association, and this time I really want to thank that the YLD and the Small Business Solo Forum sections of the National Bar Association did a wonderful job putting together a wonderful mid-year conference in Panama City, Panama. It was extraordinary. Now I'd like to give a shout out to the mean transition team that has been assembled to take the reins starting July of 2019. That would be the mean transition team, and it's a huge team. But I want to give a shout out to my president-elect, Dean Alfreda Robinson, to whom I'll be serving as the special assistant to. What? Yes. And that transition team will be at the helms. We'll have Chief of Staff, Attorney Floyd. He's out today, not feeling well, so hopefully he'll be feeling better and joining us shortly. So he's the Chief of Staff. I'm the special assistant, and the deputies. We got two hustle graduates of class of 2005 on the team. Shout out to Sam Anion doing it for the Cochran firm. Big boy out there in Philadelphia, PA. Give a shout out to Sam Anion. That's my colleague, my classmate. And one of the things that's been happening with my callers, the Bisons out there really have been showing me love. We know what we went through at our alma mater, and we trust each other. They want that Bison representation. You know what I mean? They like to know that a hustle person is behind the realm because they feel safe. They understand that Howard ain't play with us, and they know, I know the law school ain't play. You got that right, they didn't. So wanting to have a hustle person is something that I really appreciate. And what came to me coming in here was believing in our own brand. We got to do that, y'all. We got to do that. We're going to get into some lessons from the furlough that I want to discuss that were shocking and revealing and, impactful for me. So many people were impacted by it. The length of it, the impact of it, the fear danger that it, really caused, and the realities and lessons we can play forward. But again, believing in our own brand, that's something that we've really got to embrace. So I want to make sure that you guys understand if there's any issues that you may have, whether I speak about them and they're legally related, call me. Let's believe in our own brand. Let me connect you with the right attorney, whether it's something that I can do or someone in my network can take care of. Let's believe in our own brand. Let's trust in it. Let's protect it. Other shout outs. Let's go back to the transition. Oh, I wasn't going to leave this out. We got to give a shout out to Nicholas Austin. He is going to be taking over for the Young Lawyers Division, who did an awesome job in Panama City, Panama. So I know Nick will. He is the president. He is the chair-elect to that division, and I know that he will be taking the helms and making sure that it continues to be great. So I'm really excited to be a part of the team, really working behind the scenes to hit the ground running and bring back, we're going to have our conference in Washington, D.C. in 2020, 2019. Joe is leading the helms. Shout out to him. It's going to be in New York. So the National Bar Association is coming together to mentor, to make sure that we pass on the information and that we can really be proud of each other, make sure that we lend support, make sure that we keep each other in good health with, knowing about professional responsibility, understanding the trends. And we have been discussing a trend that has been happening that I hope no one in this area is experiencing, and it's bankruptcy related, so I'm just going to touch on it really quickly. And it has to do with people being encouraged that if you are seeking debt relief and you're considering bankruptcy, whether it's Chapter 7 or Chapter 13, and sometimes our community, our people are being steered towards Chapter 13 for one particular issue, which is bankruptcy Chapter 7 has to be paid in full before you file, and Chapter 13 does not. So in certain areas, a lot in the South and other areas of the Midwest, we're hearing about people, mainly African Americans, people of color, not having money to get out of debt and being encouraged to get into a repayment plan when they really could qualify for Chapter 7, but it's the issue of not having the upfront money. Please do not fall for that okie doke, okay? And usually it's by somebody that don't look like you that's encouraging you to do that. So believe in your own brand. If you're being encouraged, just to do a Chapter 13, I don't believe that we have that real issue in this area. But if you guys share this, and that's why it's important to share the information, because it does apply to maybe loved ones and friends. You share this if you guys are down in New Orleans, if you're in Tennessee, let everyone know that just because you don't have money to come to the table with a Chapter 7, you don't necessarily have to get into a Chapter 13 when you're encouraged and you're qualified. The trustees here are really good that if they even saw a petition that really looked like it qualified for Chapter 7, we would probably be pressed to explain why this person is in a 13, because the difference is, let's talk about them really quickly, because you might say 7, 13, Carmiece, I don't know the difference. Well, 7 is a discharge of your debts. You get a fresh start without having to repay. You're not in a committed repayment plan, although there may be some settlement terms. Sometimes, ideally, we want you to be able to get your petition in, and all the unsecured debts that qualify for Chapter 7 relief, you get the discharge, right? And we've gone over before that not everything is dischargeable, but that's why the consultation is necessary. In the Chapter 13, you may want to keep some assets that have some equity, and you don't want to liquidate them. You don't want the trustee to sell them. You want to keep them so you can get in, or you make too much money, you don't pass the means test, okay? A couple of those scenarios could exist, and there's probably a myriad of others. But in that situation, you want to be qualified for a Chapter 13 repayment plan, but you don't want to be repaying stuff that you don't have to. So that's just the moral of that story right there. But anyway, so that's some of the things that we've been talking about. Those are the information, that's sort of the information that we're sharing with each other at these conferences, making sure that we know what each other is doing so that we can protect our brand and make sure that if you have an issue, you can plug into anybody, any one of us, and we'll steer you in the correct direction, in the best direction, with attorneys that we know personally is going to take care of your matter in the way that you desire, so that you can, be proud of the brand, and brand meaning African American. I'm going to just say it. I got no problems with that. That we really need to invest in our own brand because everybody else is. It's something that it should be innate to us. There's things that have happened that make it kind of counterintuitive for us now, but we got to start turning the tide. We've got to start believing in our own brand because it's only when it's the trends that we're reporting about, it's not us with us. It's somebody that don't really give two rats about you. You know what I mean? So not to say that that's always the case, but more likely. And when I'll tell people, being an entrepreneur and being an employer, you start to see how instinctive it is to want to take care of your tribe. It's just how we're designed. And when you're in that position, you don't get mad for other people investing in their own brand. You just don't. You get it. Like, yeah, of course I want to my cousin or my in-law or somebody. That's my family extended, and I want to put them in a position to win. Why would I not want, and then the family ties can just get down to having a commonality of nationality or something like that. Just familiarity. It still runs that deep that you'd say, hey, I'd rather you do well. So if I'm in a position to make that call, I can make it. It's my prerogative. And we, have to be in the positions to make that call, and it's so natural to do it. Other things that I'm seeing is they're talking about how we as Americans really are not positioned to compete. We're still trying to get these factory jobs. I'm going to tell everybody right now, if you got a job that you can imagine a robot could do, come on now, get on it. Get on it. The robot is definitely coming. I think that fast food places are going to be completely automated very soon. They showed a robot flipping a burger. So you up there trying to get a living wage off of a job that a robot's going to do, because robots have been systematically taking away those sorts of jobs. That's where the factories went. You know what I mean? They didn't need many of you anymore. So they cut the workforce by a fraction. That should have been the first notice. You know what I mean? Now you operating the machine, so you think you safe. Now they're like, you know what? Forget it. You know what I mean? We got self-automated. So be careful that technology is really the threat when it comes to your jobs, not immigrants. Okay? Not immigrants. You know what I mean? They doing stuff that ain't nobody trying to do up there. I'm like, y'all got this farms? Oh, okay. Well, that's too much like the plantation. I ain't even gonna see me. Okay? That's the last thing I'm gonna pick and choose to do. But you have to really be really more concerned about automation, robots, technology, and making sure you're staying ahead and knowing what the trends are, and definitely dealing with computers and understanding networking and cybersecurity, because that's where the attacks are coming from. Really key areas. So STEM, science, technology, math, and engineering. If your kids really need to be focused on this. Other things that we are seeing. What else I want to talk about? Oh, so post-furlough. So last week, if you're one of the people that took money to float you, and remember the deal, make a deal with yourself, take care of the money, have integrity with the transaction, and if you need to pay back any loans, friends, family, banks, when the money comes in, by all means, the future you would really appreciate you making a smart move, okay? Instead of using the money against your own contract. Fulfill your own word. Have integrity with how you're managing your money. Very, very important to the game. Now, so here we go. Okay, here we go. I was really shocked. Let me tell you the impact. Now, of course, a lot of people have been impacted by this, but this shutdown was not that long, okay? I think we were getting to the second check that people didn't get. Now, I say that to say, look at the impact. Look what not having two checks did to us as a country. People was on the bread line, 2 checks. Okay, I was like, this lesson learned. Okay, could be any of us, any day. I'm always out here. I don't have no, being an employee, and this is the lesson. Being an employee gives you this comfort that my next check's coming, and all of a sudden that next check ain't come. So that means we've been planning, living hand to mouth, and I think this should be an encouragement. Let's get 90 days. Take 2 years to put away 90 days worth of money, because as you know, especially federal employees, you are vulnerable vulnerable to this. Shutdowns will happen. You know what I mean? It's happened before. It's happened many times in history. So as a federal employee, you got to know now. Like, you can say, it's ridiculous, I shouldn't be used as a pawn, but I'm going to be like this, yep, you're right, but still, I'm going to need to make sure everything in my household is operating whether you trip or not. You know what I mean? Whether you shut it down or not. And we saw two checks. That means we're really highly margined in terms of our debt to income ratios. You know, it's really close. So that means let's try. And I was encouraged, like, okay, let me fluff it up. Let me get that savings back where it needs to be. So definitely that's something that I noted, like, okay, really, guys, get your budget together. One of the things we had to realize that if you wanted to go and get a loan, did you know how much you needed? You know, do you know how much you're spending? Are you spending beyond your budget? Get that budget together, okay? And really work on lowering this debt, because one of the fears was that the bills was going to keep coming. Bills was going to keep coming, you know what I mean? And how many, now you probably I wish I had that bill, you know what I mean? So to the extent that we can, let's make sure that we are lean on the debt side, that we are working on stacking our savings, our money to go, so that if we run into a bump like this, we got 90 days. We can kind of chill back and be like, get it together and make sure my back pay is guaranteed, okay? So that would be a better position to be in. And there were a lot of folks that were in that position, and I applaud them, and there were some, a lot that were not. So we can do better and be prepared. So we're going to take a quick check-in with traffic and weather. I can tell you it's cold. Let's see what the traffic doing. Thanks, Facebook family. Yeah, but honestly though, y'all, I was like, I'm encouraged. Let me make sure. I went shopping and stuff in 2018. I need to make sure I get the coffers back, you know, where they need to be. Because this shutdown was scary for everybody. I was concerned, you know, for my friends, my family, that I'm looking at the engineer and something going on. I don't hear the commercial. He got that music on.
Good morning. This traffic update is sponsored by KFC.
Anyway, guys, also too, thank you so much. You know I do estate planning. If you've lost a loved one and you're finding out you don't know really where to go next in terms of estate planning, figuring out what the next steps are, make sure you guys give me a call. People have reached out. Hey, my loved one died. What are my next steps? I need to take action. I need to get into bank accounts. I need to sell property. I want to move. I need to make moves, and this person didn't have a will. You come, call me. I can guide you in your Maryland and D.C. regions. I got that. Also things we're looking at out there, family, child support beefs. Woo, that thing is vicious. We'll talk a little bit about that. I got to look and listen in the background, make sure I don't just be mumbling when we come back on the air, which I have done. But other things, yeah, reach out to me. 240-573-7153. Any issue that you have, give me a call. Okay, welcome back to the Carmiece Graves radio show. Thank you so much. I'm attorney CPA Carmiece T. Graves, practicing estate planning, bankruptcy, and family law in the DMV area. Not Virginia, really just the D and the M. To Virginia. But if you do need to be directed to a great Virginia attorney, call me. Depending on the issue, I'll get you where you need to be. Definitely pick up the phone and give me a call. People are calling. They're getting their consultations. I got a call yesterday. A young man's account is being wrongly garnished. We're going to take care of that. You know, we have others that's just wanting to get rid of unsecured debt, file Chapter 7 to have peace of mind, clear up some income, taking care of that. You know, just a myriad of issues. But I've been in court recently on, like, child support issues. You know, the people going back and forth with the litigation, the custody battles, the child support battles. It is just really, I think you guys have to understand, you're going to have to take this one to Jesus. You really do. You really do. Because taking it to court ain't nothing but a waste of time, money, frustration. And sometimes if it's an it's there. We're there for you. You know what I mean? When you're at a gridlock, that's what we're there to do, to push you through, you know? But we're hoping that you don't get to a gridlock, that you continue to work together. Child support is backbreaking. Women use it as punishment all day, every day. Everybody, not everybody, but man, woo, y'all better choose right who y'all hooking up with and have these babies with, because these women get, and they be dragging it through. Like, you know what I'm saying? And men are doing a good job. They're stepping up. They're getting representation. Like, look, relax. It's over. Chill. Do you. Move on. Get some happiness. Enjoying your life. Oh my gosh, my male clients are always, they're so laid back. And I'm like, it's so emotional, this breakup. Women are emotional. We're much more emotional. And then you got a co-parent. It's difficult, it's difficult. So I really want people, and I'm not joking when I say you take this to Jesus. I mean, generally, you're going to have to take a spiritual approach to this. In your being, you're going to have to really release whatever it is that is holding up this it's emotional gridlock. And it could be the simplest things. When we go to court, we're like this, so what, you guys couldn't exchange information about what? It sounds so ridiculous when you take it to a big forum, but this is what we're there on. We can't talk, it's harassing. Why? But I know why, because emotionally the relationship is not resolved. And it's funny that the court knows that. They'd be like this approach, what's going on here? What's going on here? Montgomery County is great for that. The magistrates are really good. They want to know the backstory. I'm like, look, it was short relationship, somebody moved on, and it ain't going too good. She's like, okay, I see. So mom doesn't want to let up on the baby. No, she like, you could disappear. You know what I'm saying? You ain't been here. You don't want to be with me. Boof, go. And dad's like, no. And we get it. Man, we just hope that, we can get people, back on the right track, being fair about child support. If you guys can work it out, yourself and keep the system from in your business and earnings, withholdings orders and child support and, licensing is being suspended and, things like that. I mean, don't mess up the money. You want it to keep flowing, and men, you're going to have to play fair. You're going to have to play fair. You're going to step up because mom's doing a lot, especially if you're not there to help with, all the nights, all the, child being sick, waking up in the middle of the night, baby bagging, dropping off, daycare, and you ain't doing none of that. Pass over that check and pass over that money and keep it real. Because, someone would probably prefer less money and some more help. But if you ain't going to be there, hand over the check, okay? So I'm on both sides now. I'm just not going to, say that, my sisters just be out of pocket. But boy, when they get bent, baby, woo, I be like this, rocket launcher incoming. Here we go. And we have to be fair. You have to be fair. And you guys came together, made this baby. Well, okay, let's just keep it going. Pick well. Make sure she's sane. Hopefully y'all money looking kind of, not too far apart. Hopefully y'all have some commonalities in being successful in some sort of ventures. That's protection. That's asset protection. If you got a lot of money, you best be with someone that know about some money. Because when it all, you want somebody to be like this, well, she good, I'm good. Not like, oh man, I make 15 times more than she does. I'd be like, well, here we go. Here we go. Well, you better decide early and think about it long and hard, because it's not all about, who has money. Everybody with a resume is not compatible, okay? Some people are just resume, and you got to go for just love, but just know what you're getting into, and if it go left, be grown-ups about it and take it on the chin and just keep it moving. That's all you could do, okay? I like that Kelsey grammar. I want a boss like that. Kelsey don't do no prenups. He like this. Prenups for what? I don't need no prenups. I'm good. Take this 50 and roll. Everybody be like, okay. Okay, Kelsey. He ain't tripping. So he's true to the game. He's saying, hey, if we're going to be together, we're going to be together, and let the money fall where the chips may. Now, the Amazon dude, he going to have to say the same thing. I can't have the Bezos guy, like, that's a lot of money, but hey, homegirl's been in the game doing what she got to do, helping you be successful. Like, let's divvy that up. So, man, one day, that's gonna be. They'll settle that. I don't think they'll waste time on a litigation. That's enough money to go around. That if everybody's of sane mind, there's no need to drag it through the mud. Make it amicable and keep people out your business and sign an NDA and settle the thing and move on. But either way, you can't come up short. You know what I mean? You can't come up short in a situation like that. How can you be mad? You probably gonna get more money than you could ever spend, however way you slice it. So. In the family law realm, let's really do our emotional work. Let's do our spiritual work to get out of custody gridlock that kills your kids and has them swirling in toxins. I hate to see it. people, if you got debt relief questions and issues, if you're considering bankruptcy, Chapter 7, 13, need a consultation to see whether there's something we could do short of filing bankruptcy, call me, 240-573-7153. If you get into car accidents, if you have workers' comp, I know all these great attorneys around town. I can protect your brand. Let's keep it in the community. Let me, direct you to, the heavy hitters in this area that are doing great work. Again, as I started the show, I want to give a shout out to the National Bar Association and the Mean Transition team that is underway. Not taking anything away from the current administration. Leadership did a great job in Panama City. Had a great time, learned a lot, connected. I am honored to be serving as a special assistant to President-elect Dean Alfreda Robinson. Again, shout out to YLD-elect Nick Austin, Chief of Staff to President-elect Henry Floyd. Doing it, moving and shaking. So I'm proud to be affiliated. And I got to tell you, I'm blessed. I just can't make this. I'm so blessed to be in rhythm with my own life, because the only other time, I've been a special assistant was to, federal judge down in St. Croix, Wilma A. Lewis, when she was the assistant secretary over at the Department of Interior. So I have been blessed to be associated with powerhouse women with resumes long, and willing to mentor. No tripping, no hating. They like, girl, next lifetime you might catch up to me, because I done did my thing. I'd be like, all right. You get to learn and grow and see, how to be who you are, and promote your brand and promote greatness and accept it and love who you are and not try to be something else, but let what you are be great. That's what I love about the National Bar Association. That's what I loved about being at Howard, that they said, just be you, but be great. Be a great you. Be the great you that we know that you can be. Don't be somebody else. Nobody respects that. Nobody respects you trying to be something else or something other than you were endowed to be. I don't know why you would, reject God's grace upon you. I'm grateful. I think I've been blessed in this lifetime. So I'm like, I'm going to do this thing as hard as I could do this thing in honor of my ancestors that survived all of the atrocities that they went through in this America, to have my bloodline still here. That means a lot. That failure is just not an option. Even if they tried, even if I tried, it wouldn't even happen because of the DNA that I have. And we have to really be proud of that and embrace it. It's not a long thing ago. And if you dare to look back to see what they went through, I never can be tired in this lifetime. I could never be tired. I might just take the liberty of having a restful break. I could take that, but I can't never be tired. I have so much liberty. I have so much grace. Can't never be cold. You know what I mean? I got my coat. I'm going to the car. I'm good. I'm going to the office. I'm straight. Why am I complaining about the weather? Like, I'm out there in the fields when it's cold. I don't think they was in the fields when it was cold, because there wasn't no crops out there, so maybe they got a break. But I know they ain't give us no break. But anywho, thanks so much for tuning in. If you guys need me, you know how to reach me, 240-573-7153, Carmiece Graves. Get your consultations, get your questions answered. And next week we're going to be in February. So we have, we're going to be rolling out our campaign, Show Yourself Some Love. It's Black History Month. It's the month of love and compassion. And if you need to give yourself a break from these debts, if you are tired of these people badgering you, harassing you, garnishing your check, threatening to take your property, and you need some protection, really be nice to yourself. Pick up the phone and call. This is going to be about self-love. Not catching no love, not catching a man, not spying on them, not trying to run them down. Love, if you want to attract love, be loving to yourself. And we're going to talk about how you can use Bankruptcy Chapter 7 and 13 to do that, to make sure that you can just have some ease and grace and chill. So thanks so much for tuning in to the Carmiece Graves radio show. You guys know where to reach me, 240. Every time I try and end the show, he's talking about 2 minutes, 1 minute. I'm like, what? So I can't sound like, I repeat it over. That's why, because I'm like, yeah, signing off. And he's like, this not 1 minute. So If you guys have questions, you guys can call into the show, 1-800-450-7876. Write it down. Next show, you can call in with your questions. You guys can post it. Follow me, Carmiece Graves Law. Find me on Facebook, like my fan page. Make sure you guys stay connected with me so you can get repeats of the show. I upload them to my website and also on Facebook. So please like my page there. If you see me on Avo, you'll find me, Carmiece Graves. Google me, baby. I ain't hard to find. So thanks so much. Am I good now? Okay. Thanks so much for tuning into the Carmiece Graves Radio Show. I'll see you guys next week. Take care. Bye.
You've been listening to the Carmiece Graves Show with attorney Carmiece Graves. To reach Attorney Graves, please call 240-573-7153. That's 240-573-7153. Be sure to tune in next Tuesday at 10 a.m. right here